Hello, English learners. Welcome back to the Real English Podcast. I'm Jack.
And I'm Emily. It's so great to have you with us today.
Have you checked the morning news today, Emily?
I have, but honestly, it can be really exhausting sometimes.
Yeah, I totally agree. Why do you say that?
Well, it feels like every headline is trying to make me angry.
Right, exactly. That's actually our main topic for today.
Oh, really? What exactly are we talking about?
We're looking at how to read between the lines in the news.
That sounds like a perfect challenge for our advanced learners.
Exactly. We're going to unpack loaded language and media bias today.
That's a great topic. Words really shape how we perceive things.
They really do. Have you noticed any recent examples of that?
Oh, definitely. Like calling a crowd protesters versus calling them rioters.
Good point. Those two words paint very different pictures, don't they?
Exactly. One sounds peaceful, and the other sounds completely dangerous.
Yeah, and news writers use these emotionally charged words on purpose.
So, why is this skill so useful for everyday real life?
Well, it helps you understand the unspoken context behind the news.
Right. You stop just translating words and start catching the real message.
Exactly. It helps you become a much more critical reader of English.
I love that. Are we going to look at some specific examples?
We sure are. Let's move on to our vocabulary preview to get started. Welcome to the vocabulary preview. Let's look at 3 key words.
These words will help you spot hidden bias in the news.
Are you ready for our very first word today?
I am totally ready. You can go ahead and start.
Loaded. So, what does the word loaded mean in this context?
Well, it usually means carrying a heavy physical weight, right?
Exactly. But in journalism, it means words carrying strong emotions.
Yeah, they have hidden meanings or strong opinions attached to them.
Right. A loaded word makes the reader feel a certain way.
Like calling someone stubborn instead of saying they are determined.
That's a perfect example. It completely changes the whole mood.
It really does. Are you ready for the second word?
I'm ready. You can go ahead and say it.
Spin. We aren't talking about a washing machine here, are we?
Ha! No! Spin in the media is a twisted story.
Right. It's a strongly biased interpretation of a real event.
Politicians and companies use spin all the time, don't they?
Oh, definitely. They want to make bad news look good.
Do you ever catch yourself using spin in real life?
Maybe when I explain why I bought another expensive pair of shoes.
That's hilarious. I completely understand that kind of personal spin.
It is a useful trick. Are you ready for the final word?
I'm ready. Let's hear the third word now.
Euphemism. That is definitely a tricky word to pronounce out loud.
It really is. How would you define a euphemism, Emily?
It's a soft or polite word used instead of a harsh one.
Oh, I see. Like saying someone passed away instead of died?
Exactly. The news uses them a lot to hide ugly facts.
Like calling a massive tax increase a simple revenue enhancement.
Good point. It sounds so much nicer, doesn't it?
It really does. You have to watch out for those subtle tricks.
You really do. Now that we know these words, let's hear the dialogue.
I just read this article about the TechCorp closure, and it's wild.
Oh, really? What does the article actually say?
Well, the headline is completely loaded from the very start.
Loaded how? Are they attacking the CEO again?
Exactly. They use highly emotional words like ruthless and greedy.
Wow, that's pretty biased. What does the company say about it?
Their official statement is full of corporate spin.
That's not surprising. How are they framing the situation?
They call the whole thing a strategic realignment.
A strategic realignment? That's just a euphemism for firing people, right?
Right? It sounds much nicer than announcing mass layoffs.
It really does. Companies always try to soften the blow.
Yeah, they clearly want to protect their public image.
So what's actually happening to the employees over there?
They're closing the main office completely by next month.
That's terrible for all the local workers. My brother went through a strategic realignment last year.
Oh no. Did he actually lose his job?
Yeah, he did. The fancy words don't change the reality.
Exactly. I wish the news and companies would just give us the simple facts.
I totally agree. It's so hard to find completely neutral reporting these days.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's look at the vocabulary from our dialogue.
Yeah, we used some really great words today to talk about the news.
We really did. These words help us easily spot bias in the news.
Exactly. They're perfect for advanced learners. Where should we begin today?
Let's start with the word loaded. It's a very useful term to know.
Oh, that's a good one. In our dialogue, we said a phrase was completely loaded.
Right? How would you explain what that actually means to our listeners?
It basically means a word carries heavy emotional weight. It's not a neutral word.
Yeah, that makes sense. It usually has a strong hidden message attached to it.
Have you ever been asked a loaded question in real life, Emily?
Oh, definitely. Like when a friend asks if you finally stopped being lazy?
Wow, that's completely loaded. You can't answer a question like that safely.
Exactly. It just traps you. You can use loaded to describe very tricky language.
That's good advice. What's the next phrase we need to look at?
The next word is spin. We talked a bit about corporate spin earlier.
I hear this word all the time when I watch the political news.
Same here. How would you define spin for an English learner, Jack?
It's basically when someone twists a story to make it look much better.
Right. You take some bad news and try hard to make it sound positive.
That happens a lot. Do you have a quick example to share?
Sure, a business loses money, but they call it a strategic investment year.
That's classic corporate spin right there. They're just hiding the bad financial news.
Exactly. You'll see the word spin used a lot in public relations and politics.
That's very true. Okay, what's the final vocabulary word for today?
Our final word for this lesson is euphemism. It's a very important concept.
That's a pretty big word. We used it when discussing firing people, right?
Yes, we did. We said the word downsizing is a euphemism for firing people.
So, a euphemism is basically a polite word for a very uncomfortable topic.
Right. We usually use them because the direct word just feels too harsh.
Can you think of another really common euphemism we use in English?
Well, saying that someone passed away is a common euphemism for dying.
That's a perfect example. It definitely sounds much softer and more polite.
Exactly. You'll notice that euphemisms are extremely common in everyday spoken English.
I agree. They really help you navigate those very sensitive conversations safely.
They definitely do. I hope these words help you read between the lines better.
We just talked about some really heavy words earlier.
Now it's time to use those ideas in real life.
So, how do we talk about bias every day?
Well, think about when someone uses a euphemism.
Right. They're trying to make bad news sound okay.
What's a natural phrase to describe that action?
I always say they're trying to sugarcoat it.
I really love using the phrase sugarcoat it.
It paints such a clear picture for people, right?
It really does, like putting sugar on a bitter pill.
Exactly. Have you used that phrase in real life lately?
Yeah, I told my boss not to sugarcoat the sales numbers.
That's a great example because you wanted the hard truth.
What about when someone puts a spin on a story?
That happens all the time in the daily news.
True. How do we talk about that action naturally?
We usually say they frame it as something else.
It's just like putting a physical picture in a frame.
Right. You choose exactly what parts people can see.
That makes perfect sense. But how would you use it?
I might say they framed the mistake as a learning moment.
That's a really clever way to use that phrase.
Now, what about those emotionally loaded words we discussed?
Those words carry a lot of hidden emotion and bias.
Yeah, sometimes we worry we're imagining that hidden meaning.
What phrase do you use for that weird feeling?
I usually ask if I'm reading too much into it.
That's a very common phrase for overthinking a situation.
It means you're looking for things that aren't actually there.
right? Like asking if I'm reading too much into his short email?
Exactly. That exact situation happens at work all the time.
These phrases really help you talk about those tricky situations.
They do, and they make you sound very natural and observant. Now that we've learned to spot loaded language, spin, and the occasional euphemism, let's listen to the dialogue one more time to hear them in action.
I just read this article about the Tech Corp closure, and it's wild.
Oh, really? What does the article actually say?
Well, the headline is completely loaded from the very start.
Loaded how? Are they attacking the CEO again?
Exactly. They use highly emotional words like ruthless and greedy.
Wow, that's pretty biased. What does the company say about it?
Their official statement is full of corporate spin.
That's not surprising. How are they framing the situation?
They call the whole thing a strategic realignment.
A strategic realignment? That's just a euphemism for firing people, right?
Right? It sounds much nicer than announcing mass layoffs.
It really does. Companies always try to soften the blow.
Yeah, they clearly want to protect their public image.
So what's actually happening to the employees over there?
They're closing the main office completely by next month.
That's terrible for all the local workers. My brother went through a strategic realignment last year.
Oh no. Did he actually lose his job?
Yeah, he did. The fancy words don't change the reality.
Exactly. I wish the news and companies would just give us the simple facts.
I totally agree. It's so hard to find completely neutral reporting these days.
That dialogue really shows how much we miss if we just skim the news.
Yeah, the contrast between the headline and the corporate statement is huge.
Exactly. One uses attack words, and the other hides behind polite phrasing.
It really proves that words are never completely neutral, does it not?
Right? Every single word choice is a deliberate decision.
Now it is your turn to practice some of these advanced expressions.
We have picked out the most useful sentences from the conversation.
You can use these phrases to talk about bias and spin in your own life.
Listen closely to Sarah and repeat the sentences out loud after her.
Try to match her rhythm and her tone of voice. Ready?
Let's go.
The headline is completely loaded from the very start. Their official statement is full of corporate spin. That's just a euphemism for firing people, right? It sounds much nicer than announcing mass layoffs. Companies always try to soften the blow. The fancy words don't change the reality. It's so hard to find completely neutral reporting these days.
Great job with that speaking practice.
Yes, well done. Mastering those phrases will really help your advanced vocabulary.
We hope you enjoyed breaking down the news with us today.
If you found this episode helpful, please like the video and share it with your friends.
And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more lessons.
It really helps us keep making these podcasts for you.
Thanks so much for listening and studying with us today.
We will see you again in the next video. Bye.
Catch you next time.